My screen
Okay.
is visible. Yeah, my screen is visible to you.
Yes, yes, Abhijit.
Okay, so your Gmail ID is okay, okay,
npotru3@gmail.com.
okay. So the next person. Okay, so this is your exercise. I think so. I have run it. Yeah, it is giving me fine. Have you tried it online or you have just where have you tried this?
Online C sharp compiler.
Okay. You have tried it online. Okay,
Yes.
so it is working fine. That
Hmm.
the answer is 400. Okay, okay. Now, so working fine. I will just comment this one.
Okay.
Okay, now, suppose here, or let's say, say now there are some conditional operators. You know what is conditional operator?
Yes. After
It is
performing some operation, based on that operation, uh, value should return, right?
uh,
Arithmetical operation.
condition
Yes.
condition operators are like this: greater
Hmm.
than, less than, greater than, equal to, less
Less than
than,
equal to,
equal
not
to,
equal to,
okay, then equal to. Okay, now these are their three int
not
A
equal to
B.
also, right?
Yeah, you can go for that as well.
Okay.
Uh, you can say not equal to. Okay.
Okay.
Now there is one more int C equal to, and say 400.
Okay.
Now I say if A is greater than B and Y, sorry, and B is greater than C,
Hmm.
that means that means A is greater.
Yes.
Okay. I will say A is greater. Okay. I will say else if you can
A
say
greater than B and B less than C.
I will just say B is greater than uh, C. This can also be the case that if A is not 100 is not greater than
Correct,
B.
correct.
Okay, so
Hmm.
it will go with this situation because in this
Console
situation
right.
3 is 300 is not greater than, so it will not go, it will go here. If B is greater than C, then I will say
Console dot
console
right
dot
line,
line,
right line. B is greater.
uh, B is greater.
Else C is greater.
I can say, yeah, else C is greater. Okay. So in this situation, if I run this, it
Hmm.
will print that C is greater.
Correct.
Okay. Now it will C is greater. Okay.
Hmm.
Now 100 is greater than B. Suppose if I say 50, now what will it print?
Now A greater than B, correct, and B greater than C, wrong. B greater than C, correct. C is greater than C, wrong. 1 minute.
Yeah.
A is greater than B, correct. B is greater than C. Same, C is greater.
Okay. So now if I run this, Now again C is greater.
Correct.
Okay. Now if I say, now what will it give?
Greater than B is wrong. Is correct. B greater than C. A is greater.
Okay. If I run this, A is greater. Again,
Hmm.
correct answer. Now,
Hmm.
suppose if I do this,
This is R, right?
yes. Now
A
what will it
greater
do?
uh, A greater than B. Correct. Or B greater than C. Yes, first one only. A is greater.
Okay. Okay. Again, correct. Now if I say, now what will it give?
Greater than B is correct. I think A is greater.
Why?
Here, A greater than B and B greater than C, right?
Yeah.
Sorry. C greater than C, wrong. Uh, how it acts like A and B or C, sorry, if A greater than B and B greater than C, right?
Mm-hmm.
It fail here, but R is pass here, right? Sorry, yeah, first wrong. C greater than A, C is greater than A, correct. C is greater than C, wrong. My answer is C,
C is greater.
correct. But based on your R operator, it might be A is greater.
You have to give one answer and give the logic reason.
Mm, actually, I don't know this logic how it works. Like first you
You
have
are
end
doing,
operator, right?
you're doing it right. Just you can say, uh, think twice that you are doing on the going on the right way. But there is not, you can say, they, don't fluke it. Just apply the logic.
A is greater.
A is greater.
Sorry, I will go with C only.
C is greater.
Yes.
Okay. A is
Oh,
greater.
okay.
And why is that? Because of this conditional operator.
Yes, yes. I to
Either
think thought in that way,
it
but
it doesn't apply this, because either of the condition. Here I
mhm,
write one more condition. Any of the condition, if all statements is true,
mhm.
after this there can
Okay,
be any statement. If all statement is true, only this statement is true, then it will go inside this statement.
okay.
Only one condition, that is why or, and or. In, you can
Mhm.
say, and every
Mm,
condition has to be,
can you
true.
open a brace after end,
Yeah.
13th line,
13 line. If you say,
after end? Hmm.
yeah, and it may be here, and it can be here as well.
No. I am not asking.
Hmm.
That can you please open a brace after first end? A greater than B.
Yeah.
End is there, right? After that end, can you please open one more
One more.
bracket after end? End operator. You
Okay.
open one more brace.
You want to place bracket here as well.
No, 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 no.
Like, mhm.
I'm not. You can remove before end and keep that after end. Hmm.
Okay. You want me to place this and over here.
No, you selected end right now.
A and B. A is greater than B, yeah.
After the end operator is there, right?
Yeah, and operator is there.
Uh, After that, can you please open brace bracket?
You want to start
Yes.
bracket here.
Yes, yes. You can close last. Hmm. Now it will fail, right? A is greater.
First it will go for this.
Hmm.
Then it will go for here. If A is greater than B, okay, this is okay. Now either of the condition has to be true. So B is greater than C, which is not. C is greater than A, it is okay. So the both condition has to be true. Again, I think so it will go with A is greater. If you want to run this,
Yes, run once. Oh, okay.
okay, first it will go with this. What this
Hmm.
B is greater than C? No, it is false. Now C is greater than A, it is true. So
Correct.
either of the condition is true. So inside the
Hmm.
bracket is true. So now this becomes true because it you have put in the brackets. So either of
Hmm.
the condition is true, so it will become true. And A is greater than B, which is also true. So in AND, you can say every condition has to be true.
Okay.
And in OR, either either condition has to be true. Okay. Now suppose if I put AND here. Now if I put can say now A is greater than B. Suppose if I say A is less than B. Now what will it give?
1 second.
Yeah.
A less than B wrong and this wrong. B greater than C wrong. C is greater.
Yes. It will print C is greater.
Hmm.
Okay. So you see, you have to very clarify when you use the AND condition. Now
Hmm.
B is greater than C and C is greater than. Now if I put AND here, what should be the answer?
Same C is greater.
Can C is greater. Okay, that's true. Now if I say A is greater than B, okay,
Correct.
okay, and B is greater than C, C is greater than A. Now it will print. What will it print now?
A greater than B is correct. B less than C wrong or C correct. A is greater.
Yes, it will print because this is one condition
Yes.
because you have put in the one bracket and this is another condition which is outside the bracket. So there are
Hmm.
two conditions. Now in
Okay.
AND the two conditions has to every condition has to be true. Now A is greater than B, 350 is yeah, it is greater. Now inside this now it is or either of the condition has to be true. So B
Yes,
is greater
correct.
than C, which is not, but C is greater than A, which is yes. So it will act as a true situation for this AND.
Hmm.
So it will print A is greater. Okay. Now, if I say, I'll give one more example. Say int A equal to here, B equal to this. Okay. Now Suppose if I just comment this one, now AB is there. Now there is one more data type which is I already told you string. Now string X says Selenium and string Y says training. Okay. Now if I say console dot write line A plus B plus X plus Y. Now what will it give?
Mm, A plus B plus X plus Y. I think it will give error.
Okay, let's run this. It is giving 650 Selenium training.
Oh, okay.
Okay, now 650 is by A plus B, 350 plus 300,
650.
650. Now, if I say, now what will it give?
Based on the above one, it should Selenium Training 650.
Okay, just let's run this. Now, Selenium training 350, 300.
Okay, it's considering integer as string.
Okay, now what will happen? I will just show you. Now I know my int A equal to 350. I will just copy this and int B and two things are there. Now, what happens in the first statement when A plus B? Now, A and B both are integers. Okay, so in the first step, because my code goes from left to right, always remember code goes from left to right. Okay, now
Correct.
A plus B, 350 plus 300, it will give me 650.
Hmm.
But when it wants to add with X here, now X is string and A is integer.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
this
Hmm.
will automatically act as an integer and it will concatenate with Selenium and the result will be 650.
Automatically act as integer or
Yes,
string.
automatically.
That is an integer, right? Why it is acting like that? It is integer only, right?
Because it's in C sharp, if there is string, it will act as an string. In other languages, you have to change it into string. If Python, you have to change it into string, then only you can
Mhm.
add it with Selenium.
Okay, it
In C sharp,
by uh,
but in C sharp, you don't have to convert it. It will convert it automatically to string. It act
okay.
as now as a string. Now 650
Yeah,
Selenium. And
you
again,
said integer, that's why I asked you.
yeah,
Automatically it acts as integer like that you said.
no, it automatically act as string.
Okay,
This
okay, got it.
integer plus string, it will automatically act as a string. It will not act as a integer. So
Okay.
650 Selenium will there. Now when it adds with training, now
Hmm.
both are string. This is also string and this is also a string. So
Hmm.
it will come up like this. But in the second, x plus y. Now, x plus y, selenium plus training. If I see over here, yeah. Now, in the second, x plus y, selenium training. First, it will add it directly. Okay. Now, when it wants to add with a, now a is 350, but
Hmm.
selenium training is string. When it
Correct.
adds with 350, now they both act as string. Okay, so the answer will selenium training 350. And when it adds with 300, now this is integer, but this is string. So it will automatically act as string, and the result will be this one, which is this one. So it will not add. Okay. Now you can do one more thing, like,
Uh, I have a doubt here, Abhishek.
yeah, yeah,
Uh, Between Selenium and training, we are getting one space.
yeah. I'm giving a space. I'm right now here. I'm giving a
Okay,
space.
okay, okay, okay,
That's why
okay. Got it.
eh,
Mm-hmm.
I have given a space.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it is actually a space. If I don't give it a space, then it will just concatenate it. If I just run this.
Okay.
Okay. Now you see there is no space.
Correct. Okay.
Okay, I have given a space. Now
Mm-hmm. Got it.
suppose if I write like, you can say, now what will be the answer for this one?
650 Selenium training.
Okay. Uh, Now if I stop it, now it's 650 Selenium training. Okay. Because they both act as different. If I
Correct.
just, now what will happen?
Selenium training 350, 300.
Selenium training 350.
Sorry,
Now
sorry.
I run this.
Oh,
Selenium training 650
okay.
because it will solve the bracket value first.
But we have bracket for x plus y, right? It should take from left to right
It will
as per
solve this.
you.
It will solve this. Okay. First it solve this. Then it will look for another bracket. If bracket is there, then it will solve first this. Then after solving this and this, then it will add this category with this category. The
Okay.
Because in the brackets it will solve the first
Okay.
this, and after
Then
that step
combining both.
combining the both because it is in the
Mm,
brackets. Okay, so you need to be very careful while working with the, you can say, brackets. So you might get errors in your script as well while working with the Selenium, and you might get confused. So you have to be very careful while using the concatenation operator. It
okay.
never adds up directly, especially with the case of strings. Okay,
Mhm.
so till now that we have discussed so far is present in every programming language, whether it is C Sharp, PHP, Java, or Python. The concept remains the same for every programming language. That how you declare the variables. Okay, so now let's move forward. So to the concept of loops. Okay,
Okay.
so for this, we will take an example. We will make a new class. Uh, and say add class and say uh, while, or we'll say loop study.
Today Akash is not joining or?
I don't know. Yeah, I have sent him
Okay, okay.
the link, and I think so. Yeah, he hasn't joined it. Okay, okay, okay. Loop study. Now, whenever I make a new class, I will just add this method.
Okay.
Okay. Now, uh, we will study the while loop first. I will just declare
Okay.
int I equal to 0 and
Mm.
say while I is less than 10, console dot write line I have I will give the incrementation I plus 1. Okay. Now, now to run this, first of all, I have to make this as my startup class. For this, because whenever I run this, it will just it will give me error and say program has more than one entry point defined. So this
Sorry,
private
what
private
is the error?
the error is, you can say, if I say, yeah, program has more than one entry point defined. As I already told you that this static void main is the starting point of my project. Now there are two starting points. Static void main here as well in this program.cs and in this class as well. Okay, so solve this problem. Right click on my project, go to properties. Okay, and in this startup project, just select the class which you want to make your startup class. Make it, then close this. Okay. Now, if I run this, now you see.
Mm.
Okay. So again, I will just put console dot read key. Okay. So this is how you can see even the execution of your while loop by just clicking the debug sign over here. And if I just here now, while it I is less than 10, here I is 0 because I have initialized I with 0. Now I is less than 10, so the condition is true. It's saying true. Okay. Now if say
Will
have
enter into
enter the bracket. Okay. Okay. So I'll clear this. Okay. Now you see it prints 0. Now I will increment. Now I becomes 1. Now again it goes back to condition. I is 1, which is again 1 is less than 10, which is again true. Okay.
Okay, if we
So
keep cursor on a variable, it will show the value of that variable,
yes,
right?
yes. That is the power of this debugging. Okay. Now I becomes
Actually, I
2.
thought to ask that question.
Yeah. No,
How
no.
can we get the value like that? But it's okay.
Yes.
Got it.
Okay. Now you will get this is the power of debugging that you can get that how is my values incrementing. Okay. Now this while again I is 2, 2 is less than 10. So again it will enter inside the bracket just this and again it will increment. Now I becomes 3. Now I will go here till now I is here I think so 6. Now it will go here again.
F10
Now,
is for single line, Fi is for next breakpoint or end of the execution, right?
yes, yes. Okay, now I is 9. Now again it goes to the condition. Now again you see true. I is less than true.
Oh,
Yes.
correct.
9 is less than 10
9.
because
Correct.
9 is
Correct.
less than 10. So it will
Correct.
enter, then it will print again. Now
It
10.
will fail. Next
Now
iteration, it will fail.
10 is, can
Not
say,
less than 10.
not less
It is less
than.
than equal.
Okay. So it will fail. You see, it will
Correct.
false.
Hmm.
So right now it will not go into the loop.
No. Excellent. Correct.
That's why it is just print till 9. If I
Mhm.
write over here less than equal to 10, now
0 to 10.
yes, it will print 10 as well. Now it will print 10 as well. Because I have given the condition here that less than equal to. This equal to sign will print 10 as well.
If we our I value is 0 and we need to print from 1 to 10, then we need to increment before that console write line, right?
Uh, you have to, yeah, you can, if you put over here,
Then it will be from 1 to 10.
just
Am
run
I
this.
right?
Yeah, just see to it. 1 to 11.
11. Ah, correct.
Because in the last step, when 10 is equal to 10, it will
We
increment
are
10 by
incrementing there and
plus 1.
correct.
Then it will print 11 as well. So you have to very careful where you're putting your console dot write line before incrementing or after incrementing.
Mhm.
Okay. Now here, this is while loop. Now same as I have my for loop with say for int x equal to 0, x is less than 10, and say x plus plus. Again, I will say console dot write line x. Okay. Now here I will just comment this one. Okay. Now if I run this, now again it will print from 0 to 9.
Correct.
Okay. Now what is the difference between the two?
Mhm. Okay, here uh, we are instantiating one variable inside the loop. Coming to
Okay.
while, we are instantiating variable outside the loop, right?
In for you are saying in while loop you are
No, no.
initializing
Declaration.
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 Okay,
Yes.
this is
This is outside, and for in for loop, we are declaring inside the loop.
okay. This is initialization.
Mm. Outside the loop.
Okay, and you say this is my condition.
Condition.
Okay, and this is my
Increment or
increment
decrement.
incrementation. Okay, so these are now suppose if I just comment this. Now the you can say the default of you can say drawback of while loop. It will go for the true condition. If the condition is true, it will go inside the loop, loop, loop. Now suppose I forgot to write this. What will happen?
It will go to infinite loop and it will print 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 like
Yes.
that. We
So
can't imagine how many.
yes, it will go in the infinity that it
Mm.
because condition is true, 0 is less than when I forgot to write it. But if you see here that I have to write all lines in one.
One thing, you can remove x plus plus in for loop.
Yeah, you can.
Execute now. You just comment while loop.
It will run.
Okay,
It will also go in the infinity.
same right, same
Yes.
drawback, right?
Same drawback, but it is like you can say you have written in the one line. So it will be remembered by you that I have written something, I have missed something. But here, sometimes what happens in while condition, inside this, there are 100 lines of code. Okay, there are 100 lines of code, and you just forgot that I have to increment this as well. But in this, you have everything in one line. But sometimes while loop is better, sometimes for loop is better. Okay, now I have a you can
One more
say
doubt I have.
yeah, pardon.
How can we comment a block of the code for single line? You just keep double slash. You also comment block of code. What is the shortcut for that?
I can't understand your question. What is that?
You just commented a complete while block with the in single shot, right?
Yeah, it's
What is the
like
shortcut?
yeah, it's shortcut. Yeah, shortcut. You can say shortcut to comment the
Block of
whole
code.
lines is CTRL plus control plus. You can say forward slash. Okay. You can do one more thing. If I just select this control, you can say forward slash, or you can comment with control K C
Control KT.
C, or I'll just write it control K plus C.
Okay.
Okay, and you can say this is the same. You can just if I comment this and same control plus
Okay.
forward slash, it will uncomment, or you can do control K plus U. U for uncomment, C for comment. These are two
Okay.
options you can use.
Mhm. Thank you.
Okay, so now there is exercise for you. I want you don't get the help of Google. If you will, you will not understand this. And I want you to print the sum of first 100 numbers. Okay? Don't go for Google.
We will try here only.
Okay? You want to try it here only.
Yeah, yeah. For for int y equal to 0.
Okay? Uh, suppose
Yeah,
this
okay,
is
okay. X equal to 0, x uh, less than equal to 100,
less than equal to 100.
x plus plus. Uh, Above for loop, you just declare one more variable, int I
Mhm.
equal to 0.
Okay.
In the for loop, just sorry, int j, sorry, okay, I equal to I plus x in for loop,
Uh, I equal to I
I
plus
plus x.
X. Okay.
Uh, you just write the I outside of that for loop.
Okay. Should I run this?
Hmm.
5050. Okay.
Correct one.
Yeah, this is right. Okay. So sometimes persons become confused and it will initialize this variable inside the for loop. So you have done it right. right? That you have initialized
Okay,
that
actually, oh,
outside.
you said a valid point, but actually, I thought like we have to initializing and declaring 100 times, right? That's the reason why I asked you to keep that outside that room. Anyway, I'm correct.
Okay. Now the thing is, if it is now, if I put it over here inside it, it when it
It won't
loops
accept
come back,
outside.
it then it I become zero every times.
Yes, yes, yes. Correct.
That's why
That's
we
the
have
reason why I asked you to keep outside.
yes, yes. That's the reason.
But console
Now,
write line also it won't accept outside loop, right? Because
yes,
it
yes.
is
Yeah,
scope of variable
if I
not
put it inside, it will print for every you can zero, zero plus
multiple.
one, then one, one plus two, three, then three plus four, seven, seven plus five, 12, 12 plus six, 18, 18 plus seven, 25, 25 plus
Five,
eight, 33,
30,
33 plus nine, 44.
30,
It's just like it will give me print of all the numbers.
correct.
So that's why we have put it outside. Okay. So the question is that where we use for loop in Selenium. Suppose you have an Excel file, okay, and you know Excel file, you can say Excel file. Okay. Now there is, you can say username, then you have password, then you have email, then you have zip code. Okay. Now suppose I have over here something like this, then password this, email this. Again, I'm just giving the raw data, something like this. And here it is, my column name is there. Now these are the column names, and I want to read each and every username from this. So I will just use this for loop by counting the number of rows and number of columns and iterating through each column here. This way my for loop is very helpful. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Now uh, I will just say, suppose there is one more thing, one more topic you can say, which is arrays. Okay. You can say arrays over here. Okay, just comment this. I will say my string username equal to something like, okay. Now there is password again, and I will say mm, password. Then there is string email, and I will say abc at the rate gmail.com. Okay, and there is one more zip code. Now zip code is like 23456 7, everything can be. So sorry, I have to declare it at int. Now these are the things. Now sometimes we have a lot of data. This is just a little bit of data.
Correct.
Now suppose you get 100 fields for one article. Now person one has one username, password, email. The person two has another. Person three has another. Person four has another. So you have 100 fields. Array is basically, I'm just array is basically a memory location where you
Data type
can,
is
pardon,
same data
multi,
type where
your voice is breaking. Your, what is saying?
um, 1 minute. Huh?
Yeah,
I'm saying like multiple values with same data type. I'm saying
yeah, yeah. Multiple value. same data. Now you can store multiple values. Your 2D array is like, if I say, this is an array in which you have got rows, okay, and let's say your columns and your rows. Now this was part I have to. Now this is the array. This is array, and it has got rows and columns. And you can just say uh, username,
Password,
password,
email, zip code.
then email, and my zip code. So it can hold the multiple values for first person here, for second person here, for third person here, for fourth person here, and for fifth person here. So it can hold multiple values. In the future, we will read data from Excel and put it in the arrays. Okay, so how we declare arrays is like, okay, now 3 is number of rows, number of times data which I have to read, and 4 the number of columns, the number of parameters.
Okay.
Okay, so now if I say I want, suppose I will get this array and I have my data, so I can use my can say loop as, now you can say row length. Suppose if I say I want to get the length of row, this is rows and column. Suppose I want to get the row length as I can get by int rows, so int rows equal to x dot get length 0. It will give me the number of rows, and int call 0 x dot get length 1. It will give me the number of columns. Okay. Now
What
what
is
can I,
0 and 1 here?
what is 0 and 1? This is zeroth, this is 1.
Okay.
This is zero dimension. This is first dimension, because in the array it always starts with the 0.
Okay.
Okay.
Understand.
On the zeroth dimension, I will get the number of rows, and on the first dimension, I will get the number of columns. Okay. Now I can get my write my loop here. Can the first, now if you see over here, if I want to iterate through each cell, first I want to get the number of rows. Suppose if in this there are number of rows are 5.
Right.
So I will just say in this, in our case it is 3. So I will just like 4
Int
int
equal to
can
0
say uh, rows count
equal to 0.
equal to 0, and say uh,
Row count less
rows
than 3.
less than, and is can say rows and
Right.
rows count plus
Plus plus.
plus. Okay. And inside this loop, now when I enter my
Hmm.
row,
Again,
I have
sorry.
to iterate through each column.
Yes.
Again, I will go with my for loop. For
Int column count equal to 0.
column count equal
Column count less than calls.
equal to 0, and column count is less than
Calls.
then
column
calls
count.
sorry, column count plus. Okay,
After this loop, we need to clear that
okay.
column count, right?
Now I can write console dot write line. Okay. Now what will I do? Now I know that x can say uh, rows count, uh, comma col count. Yeah. Here. Now what this means? Now first of all, when it comes here for the first time, I will just
We
uh,
need to write console dot write, right? Not write line, if I'm not wrong.
it will. I will just tell you what I'm doing. No, the console statements. Yeah. Okay. Now suppose here. What, okay. Now when this loop starts here. Now rows count is
You have
equal
to
to
write.
0. Now it will
Hmm.
get now column count here. Now
Zero.
rows count 0, 0. Here can see over here
Success.
x uh, 0 comma
Comma
0.
zero. Hmm.
Just
Next, 0 comma 1.
okay. Now when I press F10, it will go again inside this loop. Now
Correct.
what is this 0 comma 1?
Hmm.
And if I now here,
Next, password.
okay. Now when I loop again here 0 comma 2, here 0 comma 3, and then
Next time, it's fail,
next
right?
F10 if I say
It will fail.
no, it will not. Now it will go for this loop. Now it will increment this. Now what will happen? Row count will become 1. Now my
Hmm.
row
We are
count
not clearing a
becomes,
1.
now
And it
this
is
will,
looking for fourth column.
it starts with 0, 0, 1, 2, 3. That's why I have give it at less than, not equal to. Here I know that
Only, but
row,
we have not initialized that. Okay, got it. Mhm.
okay. So now when this now 1 comma 1. Now if you see
Can you close
now
side?
this 1, this 0, 1 comma 0. Again this inside loop.
Okay,
Now
actually, I thought
1,
like,
1.
can, can I tell something?
Yeah, yeah.
Can you please go to the code once? Actually, I thought like for a second iteration for row count,
Okay.
uh, our column count is already 3, right?
No, no. When you see over here,
Yes, yes,
what we have done, why we have
yes, yes,
put it
exactly, correct,
outside.
correct. I missed this point again. That's why I thought like the value is 4.
Yeah, that's
Yes,
why
correct.
it will
Okay.
increment, but it will always will start with 0. It it is
Yes.
values increment because this loop is here. First, it will run this loop. That's why we are getting the values like this. Now it becomes this will remains 1, but this will become 2 because we are loop
Okay.
inside the loop. This loop is increasing. If you see, this loop is
Mm-hmm.
increasing, but this is still
Mm-hmm.
okay.
Got it.
Now when this When this come out of this loop, now this will increment. Now it will become 2, but it will always
2,
start with 0 because
0. Mm.
again this loops again loop continues, so it will start with 0. So again this will 2
Okay.
0,
If
then
we declare that variable outside that loop, then we need to clear, right?
yes.
Mm. Got it.
Okay, so it will run like this. Okay, so this is how you will iterate through arrays. Now there is very, you can say, drawback of array, that it cannot hold multiple data types. If there
Yes,
is
I got that doubt.
if there is string array, the all data type is to be string. String
String,
array
correct.
cannot hold int data type, and int array cannot hold string data type. This is the main drawback of the array.
Okay.
Okay, so for that we will use object array.
You told like while we write console dot write line,
Hmm. Hmm.
at that time, if we have string initially, then int also convert into string, right?
Yeah, we can convert into string. Suppose there are
No, no,
now,
but
yeah,
C sharp directly convert that into string. You told like, but why
yes,
arrays won't convert this string to int?
be- because array cannot hold. I'm not going for converting. This is, I'm putting my data into array. If array is
Okay,
of string type, it can hold only string values. If array is of int type, it can
okay.
hold only int values. It is not going to convert. We are not going
Mhm.
to convert. It is, array is for something like holding. You can say like touchy case.
Okay,
If you have, you can say, I will give if you have a touchy made of plastic, you can hold only plastic items. If the touchy is made of iron, that it can hold only iron items. The thing is like that. It cannot hold multiple items, multiple data types in technical term, you say. Okay. So for
okay,
that we have an object array. Okay. So how you declare an object array? You just object, then this, and the name of your object array equal to new object, okay, and say 3. Now 3 here is number of rows. We will not declare columns here. Whenever we put the data in each row, we will declare columns there. It can hold multiple data types. You can say its first data type is string, second is integer, third is double, then fourth is string again. It can hold any multiple data types. Okay, and if you see, object array is an inbuilt class system.object. We will study it in detail as we move in with the course when we actually read the data from Excel file in Selenium scripts. Right now, just remember that there is an object array, which is an inbuilt class in C sharp, which will hold all the data types. I will just say object array will, you can say, can hold multiple data types. It can hold all the data types. The advantage of object array is that it can hold multiple data types. Okay, now right now we have declared the number of rows. When we put the data in each row, we will declare the column each time. Why, that's you will know in the future, that why I'm use this, that why we declare the columns in every row. You will get to know when we read the values from the Excel file. Okay. Now, so should I move forward, or maybe in the next class?
Mm, I think I might overload it.
Okay, no, 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 yeah, I know because that when I first read the you can say the C sharp, I know my basics are concepts are clear, but these are the concepts which will help you in the future that what type of thing are doing. Because if your basics are
Okay,
clear, you can do anything.
correct.
Okay,
Agreed.
okay, because this will confusion for most of the students. I will not tell this type of thing in the second class, but I have told you this type of thing because you
Thank you.
have done C sharp more than anybody else. So I have show you this type because where I
Sorry,
know,
I
yeah,
don't have experience in C sharp.
yeah, but your logic is there. So you understand that what I
Okay.
am doing, that what I am doing, that first loop of this one, then loop of this one,
Mm,
then loop this, then again this, then this, then this. So you will understand that what I am doing,
correct.
looping of rows and column.
Mm.
So that's why I have asked you that should I move forward or we will do in the next class.
What is the next topic?
Functions.
Okay, continue. How much
Okay.
time it will take?
I don't know. If you ask the question, then it will take time. If don't, I don't know whether it will time it take. It's just like a, you can say theoretical part, but it's a good part because
Okay.
if you say uh, if in the interview, if an interview asks you right now what is function,
Mhm.
they can ask you that what is function. So the smallest definition of the function is it is a small unit of execution. Okay,
Okay.
suppose uh, say this is a function. This is a function. Okay,
Okay. One opening
it
brace
is
to ending brace
yeah
is a function.
yeah. This is a function. It is a
Mm.
small unit of execution. Now suppose if I say uh,
Inside for is a function, right?
uh, pardon.
Inside for loop, we open a brace and close a brace. That is
Yeah,
also a function.
you can't say that it is a function. It's a loop, not a function. What will I tell you? Just see to it. Suppose you have function public static static send mail.
Okay.
Okay, so I will say console dot write line. Just say sending mail.
Okay.
Okay, now say public void. This is a public static. Sorry. Okay, now this is a function. Okay, now if I run this is a function again, and this is a function again. Okay, now I have read this. So here I will say, mm, I will just, um, and I say console dot write line
That is method,
in
right?
yeah in main. I'm just writing two lines in main function and in sending mail. Now, if I run this, so it prints in main function, but it doesn't print in sending mail. So function cannot be called by themselves. They cannot execute themselves. They have to be called. So now, if I say now, it's a sending mail. Okay. So By this, we know that function cannot be called by themselves. They have to be called in another function. Okay. So if I say scope, what is the scope of this function? The scope of this function is inside these brackets. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
This function is this much only. Okay. And the scope of this function, send mail, is inside these brackets.
Here, send mail is a method or function.
It's a function. It's a function. Okay. This is main is a function. Okay. So I have called this function in my another function, which is my main function.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So function cannot be called by themselves. It has to be called by another function. Okay. So
Okay.
functions are
Agreed. But
fun
here,
function.
send mail is
Yeah.
a function, right?
Pardon?
Send mail is a function.
Function. Yes.
We need to call this inside another function, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Scroll up. Uh, Here, main is also a function, right?
Function. Yes.
Where we call this main? This is
Main.
also won't work as per
This
you.
is called by. I have told you in the last class that this main function is
Mm.
called by automatically. If I made
Okay.
one more class
Mm.
and I have declared the main function inside this, then it will give me error that whose function has to be called first. That's why
Okay.
that's why I have just right click on my project and properties. Then at my startup object, I have just given my loop study as my startup class.
Okay.
So so this main function is the starting point of any class.
Okay. Okay.
Okay,
Got it.
and all other functions has to be called by another functions.
Mhm.
So functions are not executed by themselves. They can be executed. Functions are declared. Can say if
Mm.
you see if I just here I will just delete this. Now if you see there are two functions that are declared inside the class body. This is class body,
Mm.
and they are parallel to each other. You cannot
Correct.
declare
Mm.
function inside the function. Okay, you cannot declare this.
Okay.
So function has to be parallel.
Mhm.
Okay, so uh, I will just close this lecture for now because it will be confusion for you if I will move
Correct.
forward.
Correct.
Okay,
Mm.
so we will meet on Monday at the same time. You are coming on Monday, na?
Yeah. Sure.
Okay, at the same time.
Same time. Same time.
Okay, okay. So we will meet on Monday. Then by your name is Naresh. Yeah.
Correct. Mm.
Okay, Naresh. We will meet on Monday at 7:30 p.m.
Okay. Okay. Abhijit, thank you.
Okay, okay. Hope you are have you have, clear something about the fundamentals of C sharp.
Sorry.
You have, I think so, Maka, in these two lectures, you have some doubts cleared about the C
Mm.
sharp
Correct.
concepts.
Correct. Correct.
Okay, so we will meet on Monday at 7:30
Sure.
p.m.
Okay.
Okay, bye, Naresh. Good night. Take care.
Thank you. Good night. Bye.